Hey guys, welcome to MNMM PT NAATI YouTube channel. Today I'll be discussing a few tips that you can use for your summarized spoken text in your PTE exam in order to get a full score for your summarized spoken text. Summarized spoken text, we all know that it contributes scores to listening and writing section because you are listening to an audio and you are taking notes and then you are typing the summary. So both your listening and your writing skills are getting checked, are getting assessed. Now, if we need a good score in both listening and writing section, summarized spoken text is one of those most important pillars that you need to take care of. So let us understand those tips that will help you to get a perfect score in summarized spoken text. Before I start my today's video on summarized spoken text, all I want to share is if you are facing any difficulty or if you need help with your PT or your NAATI for that matter, 3 languages which is Hindi, Gujarati and Punjabi. If you need any help for these, you can always contact us on Facebook Messenger or Instagram. Just search for M&MM NAATI, which is this YouTube channel's name as well. The moment you search for this name, you will see us, you will find us, and you can start chatting with us. And we are more than happy to discuss your problems associated with PT or NAATI. If you're after one-on-one consultations, whether it is just a 30 minutes quick consultations or an hour consultation or even more, let's say crash course or full detailed coaching session for your PT, you can always discuss all of that with us. And for NAATI as well, we do provide NAATI crash courses or full coaching as well for these 3 languages, which is Hindi, Gujarati and Punjabi. But let's say if you decide to prepare NAATI on your own and if you just need the exam questions and vocabulary, which is prediction file, you can also contact us through Facebook Messenger and Instagram to get that prediction file. With that, let's get started with today's video. Step number 1 is you have to master note taking. Now, when you start practicing summarized spoken text, first step has to be master note taking. Once you feel that you have mastered note taking, that's when you should start typing the summary. There is no need to type the summary from the very first summary that you practice, because if you can take good notes, typing the summary will not be a very difficult task for you. So first 3 to 4 days, just focus on taking good notes for your summarized spoken text. And the easiest way to do that is, before you start taking notes, make a cross like this, make 4 bullet points in 4 corners so that you know that you have to take 4 meaningful phrases or meaningful sentences. When I say 4 meaningful phrases or 4 meaningful sentences, it can either be 4 sentences, 4 phrases, 2 sentences, 2 phrases, 1 sentence, 3 phrases, or whatever permutation combination you want to apply. But it should not be a keyword, it should not be a phrase or a sentence that does not make any sense. And whatever you write has to be from the audio that you listen. You should not create your own content. So the moment you feel that you are confident in taking 4 sentences from the audio that makes sense or 4 phrases from the audio that makes sense, that's when you can move on to step 2, which is memorizing the template and writing down the summary. But until and unless your note taking, the art of note taking is not mastered, there is actually no point of simply going to step 2, which is typing the summary. Now, when you take notes for summarized spoken text, what you need to keep in mind is, let's say you're listening to an audio and you're taking your notes, all right, and you've started writing your first sentence here. Most of the students, I would say 90% of the students, why do they face problem in note taking of summarized spoken text? Why do they feel it is a very difficult topic, especially when it comes to taking meaningful phrases or meaningful sentences? The reason is that when you are writing a sentence in your notes, while writing, you are also paying attention to the audio that's being played for you, and you're getting yourself confused by writing and listening at the same time. When you are doing this multitasking in Summarize Spoken Text, that's when you get confused. Before you finish what you are writing, you actually want to jump on to the next sentence because you have that feeling that I'm missing on the content. I better rush and finish my note taking, otherwise I will not be able to finish 4 sentences or phrases or whatever. Never do that. When you have heard a sentence or a phrase that is making sense, prefer writing that sentence or phrase perfectly first. When you are writing whatever you are writing in the first corner, let's say here, do not pay attention to what's going on in the audio. Let the audio, let the speaker do its job. You do your job of writing the sentence or the phrase. The moment you feel that you are about to finish your sentence or phrase, whatever you are writing, that's when you should be more conscious and take your ears back to the audio. Whatever is being played at that moment, whether it is a sentence or a phrase that is making sense to you, start listening to it properly and noting it down in the second column. Do it one by one like this till the 4 sentences are done, and that's how you will get better notes. This exercise, it needs a lot of practice. You will not be able to develop this exercise on your day 1 of practicing Summarize Spoken Text. It will take a few days for you to inculcate that habit within yourself, but give yourself those few days, I would say 3 to 4 days minimum. Develop this note taking habit. If you will be able to take good notes in Summarize Spoken Text, then writing the summary would be a piece of cake for you. The next step is the template that we have attached in the description below. You can use that template for your Summarize Spoken Text because that will help you to get your perfect score for your Summarize Spoken Text. And according to that template, if you have a look, you need to grab 4 sentences or phrases from the audio as we discussed in the previous step. And wherever you see the space in the bracket where you can fit your sentence or phrase from the audio, that's where you need to write it down. Apart from that, it's all the template that's doing the job for you to support writing your summary. Now make sure you write down the summary as 1 paragraph only, which has 4 sentences. So after every sentence, you're putting a full stop and you're continuing the next sentence in the very same line. You're not going to a new line or you're not forming a new paragraph. A lot of students confuse Summarize Spoken Text with Summarize Written Text, and they end up writing Summarize Spoken Text as 1 paragraph of just 1 sentence with just 1 full stop at the end of the paragraph. Please don't do that. That is a different topic, Summarize Written Text. This is Summarize Spoken Text, part of listening section, the first question of your listening section, where you will write the summary in 1 paragraph of 4 sentences, where after every sentence you will put a full stop, which means there are total 4 full stops in your summary. Now, when you write down the summary, you have to also take care of the word limit. Now, word limit given by Pearson is 50 to 70 words. But make sure that when you write down your summary, you stick between 60 to 69 words, as that will give you a very good score. So prefer not crossing 69 and prefer not writing less than 60 words. That will help you to get a very good score easily. Now, apart from word limit, you also need to make sure that whatever you are typing, obviously your spellings are correct and whatever you have written is grammatically correct and making sense. And prefer writing summary in past tense. Whenever you write something, prefer writing it in past tense. That makes your job easy and it will give you less confusion as to whether I should write it in continuous tense, present continuous, future, or whatever. Most of the times, if you write down your summary in past tense, it will be very easy for the system to understand. It will be very easy for you to keep in mind one format of writing your summary, and that is in past tense. The next step that I want to share is typing. Never practice your summaries by writing them in the notebook. Please don't do that. In exam, they will not ask you to write down the summaries in notebook. They will ask you to type. Always type your summaries while practicing. So once you master your note taking, next is you start typing the summary using the template that you are using, that we have provided. And after you finish your typing, always proofread your work. Always read every single word of your summary and check for spelling errors or grammatical errors or any other errors that you may possibly make. But type and proofread. This is very important for you, and not just write it in the notebook and leave it. Please don't do that. And the last step is practice. Obviously, practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more confidence you will gain of smashing this topic in your exam. And because it is one of those topics that a lot of students face trouble in, difficulty in, there is no way you should take it lightly or underestimate this topic. It is very important that you practice Summarize spoken text on a regular basis, and the more you practice, the more hands-on you get on this topic, the more confident you'll feel in the exam while taking notes and typing your summary and finishing it in the right time, which is 10 minutes per summary, which includes the audio time as well. So obviously your note taking, your typing of the summary, your proofreading, everything has to be completed in time, which is 10 minutes. So first few days you can always practice without having a stopwatch or a timer or anything, but once you get your hands on your note taking, once you feel confident with your note taking, it's always best to make sure that you practice with a timer on, and you should always be aware of how many minutes are you taking, not only just to finish your note taking but also to type your summary and proofread at the same time. If you're struggling, that means you need more practice, and if you're able to finish the summary within time, that means you can keep on doing the same good work. But yeah, with that, if you have any problem with any of the topics of PT, you can always put a comment in the comment section below, and you can request us for making videos on different topics as well.